What's going on, guys? It's the Twitch Amigos. We got my boy Dubby in the chat. Dub, introduce yourself, who you are, and who you are in the community.
My name is Dubby. I'm a Madden player, the oldest belt winner of all time, and the top Madden Twitch streamer in the world. So I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So where are you from, and what do you like to do on Madden?
I'm from Philly, the Madden capital of the world. It has some of the best Madden players ever. 3 major Madden champions have come from Philadelphia, along with numerous other people. So when we talk about comparing regions in the country in Madden, Philadelphia is top tier for sure. And I like to grind Madden. Madden's a grind. I've always loved playing it. From when I first started, way back when I was a teenager till now. So I always like just getting on the game and grinding and playing the game. I don't really care about presents, MUT content, anything like that. Playing the game is really what drives me.
Feel that. What was your first ever Madden that you've ever played?
I was a NFL Game Day 98 guy. Jerome Bettis was on the cover. Then as I got Dreamcast, I was an NFL 2K guy. Randy Moss was on the cover first, and then 2K5 was TO, and the thing that 2K did was they made that $20, and at the time I'm 13, 14 years old, $20 was way better than a $60 game. So I grabbed the 2K5. That was probably one of the best football games ever. So I played 2K, and then EA bought the rights to the NFL, and I had to play Madden. So my first Madden ever was really Madden 06. Donovan McNabb was on the cover. I was grinding with my buddies, playing them all day on PlayStation 2. Then I eventually tried to hop online and play better and better people. So Madden 06 was when I first started playing Madden.
Okay. So, another question. What would be your, Mount Rushmore of MUT players? Like, your favorite MUT player that you've ever had, and, starting from MUT?
Okay, like the cards, like the players in the Madden game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's 2 behind me. Ed McCaffrey and Sean Taylor. That's 1 and 2. They helped me win my belt. They're dogs. That's me personally. Then I got to put Pat Pete. I got to shout out Pat Pete. He's number 3 for me. Pat Pete, McCaffrey, Sean Taylor. And the 4th one, no doubt about it, is Michael Vick. Easy top 4 Mount Rushmore. Michael Vick, Madden 20, kind of made me a professional streamer. I really blew up using Michael Vick, running blasts, making plays with him. The last Madden he was actually good at. So if you ask me, Mount Rushmore of my MUT players, Sean Taylor, Ed McCaffrey, Patrick Peterson, and Michael Vick.
Okay. What inspired you to make Madden content? Like, who inspired you to put in the world of Madden content? Was it during the belt or just after?
No, it was before. Madden 16, I really started grinding, playing. That's the first year they had a tournament, and I guess I started watching Twitch a little bit. And Stiff Meister was one of the bigger Madden streamers. T-Raw, Problem was always one of the big Madden streamers. T-Raw, Stiff Meister, Rose Bowl, those guys, and I'm looking like people are watching them. Back in my mind, I'm like, I'm better than them at the game. I'm, more entertaining. I'm funnier. I'm better spoken. Everything. All I gotta do is put the effort in and grind. And they told me you can stream and people watch you play Madden. I'm playing it anyway. I might as well try to make something of it. So I just started grinding. And my man Kent, balling you up in the chat, he would go into the other chats and instigate and say W will beat you to Stiff Meister and T-Raw and Rose Bowl and all these guys. And I wound up playing them, and it kind of put me on the map of the Twitch underground streets of Madden. And then I just kept grinding, and the belt definitely helped. But I like to think that it didn't put me where I'm at. My hard work and dedication this is what got me to where I'm at, rather than just winning Madden games.
What would be your all-time favorite Madden?
Ooh, that's tough. Madden 08 was probably the one I grinded the most. Madden 08, back in, I guess it was 2007 at the time, I probably gained 50 pounds alone playing Madden 08 and Gears of War 1. Xbox 360, the best system of all time. And Madden 08 was so much fun. I loved Madden 17. Obviously, I won a lot of money playing that one. So it's between Madden 17 and Madden 08. But Madden 08 probably takes the cake.
Okay. I just said that. What are your goals as a creator this year?
This year, I feel like just consistent growth and seeing, just getting better every single day. And I'd like to have a positive impact. I feel like that's these numbers that we consistently look at as creators and as anybody that works, when you're consistently judging by the numbers, Like if you told me 4 years ago I'd have 20,000 YouTube subs, I'd go crazy. But now it's like I want 40, and once I get 40, I want 50. If I want 50, if you look at numbers, you'll never be satisfied, man. I just want to make sure I have a good impact on other people that are doing this and other people in my life and people that come in my chat, just to have some type of positive impact on them, to say that I just helped them in some way. Because if you consistently look at numbers and goals, man, you'll just never be satisfied. I do look at it. I do want to always grow and continue to improve. But at the end of the day, I think your impact is what you have and what lasts longer than any other, single number that you continually try to hit.
True. What inspired you to do Bot Wars? Like, who made you? Because of MCS, or you just wanted to make a competitive tournament?
I mean, I kind of, being a competitive Madden player and a Madden entertainer, I kind of always think about what would make people want to watch more, what would make more entertaining. And sometimes the best players like Henry and Drini and these guys, Noahs and Clefs, these guys are kind of robots, man. They don't mess up as much. There's not enough stuff to laugh at. There's not enough stuff to judge them, man. I said, you know what? If we get some decent players that aren't the best, but then put them and just really get them playing together, we'll be able to watch more stuff. And then different skill levels can also be entertaining. For me, that's how it went. And then I always thought Madden's always supposed to be face-to-face. That's how I grew up. You're playing shoulder-to-shoulder with somebody. And that's kind of what I put Bot Wars, put them on the mic, put them on the camera, see what they got when they're talking to the person they're playing. And it just started with people in the chat arguing and said, let's play Madden. And, let's see these two bots go at it. And people loved it. And I love commentating it. And we pretty much just bust their balls the whole time they're playing. And that's what guys always do. That's what friends always do. So that's what it's about. And it's kind of grown with the support of the chat and the community, and want to keep going. And eventually my goal is to have a live one where everybody can come out, get in for free, drink and eat for free, everything, and just have a good time. And that's kind of what one of my goals is going forward here in the next year or so. But Bot Wars is what you put into it, and the effort me and my buddy Rob have put into it is what makes it, and then that's how I feel about anything. You get what you put into it, and we've definitely put our all in the Bot Wars and really prepared for it. And I also get a lot of help from Bobby and Vose and Earl and Rag, the guys that really play in it. So those guys support it just as well, and they put on a great show. They do a good job too. So the fact that they're willing to go all out with it has definitely helped it as well.
Feel that. Who are you trying to get as a main goal as Bot Wars? Like I saw on the last one, you got Micah Parsons. Are you trying to get more NFL players, or trying to get more athletes?
I don't know. I think it gets to a point where I kind of want the people that want to be on Bot Wars. I don't really want to reach out and kind of beg somebody to be on Bot Wars, or it's, for me, it's like people want to be on it, and the people that want to be on it are going to do a better job. So for me, it's not necessarily, I want to keep getting bigger celebrities, bigger this. I feel like we can put on a show with the people we have, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
growth is always the ideal, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, I want Bot Wars to be something that people are knocking my door down to get on, and I don't have to go around and look for the next guy and try to keep upgrading, but it's still, every idea and every path that it goes is definitely on the table and gets tossed around in my mind all the time.
What decided you to make a Need It Gaming? I tried looking at Need It. I was looking at the merch, a little inspiring, seems pretty cool how you created that. And how did you create that organization?
For me, when I won a belt, I had a lot of controversy, and I never got any offers or anything. I always wanted to join an esports team. That's one of my goals, and not one of my goals, but it was kind of one of my dreams. I said, when I win this belt, I'm so well spoken, I'm a creator, I'm grinding, I'm going to be able to join an esports team, and I would love to be on Optic Gaming or FaZe or something like that. I always thought about that. And then when I won, I had a lot of controversy, and nobody wanted to talk to me, and nobody wanted to support me, and everybody kind of turned their back on me. I mean, rightfully so at the time, but that made me say, you know what, I can make my own thing. I can have my own business and my own gaming organization. I can do my own thing. I don't need anybody else to support me, and it kind of helped me realize that, because when you get into this job, you're kind of overwhelmed and think you need help from everybody, whether it be EA, other streamers, other people on social media, retweet this, retweet that. At the end of the day, I mean, you have yourself, and no one's going to work as hard for you as yourself. So that is kind of what helped me, and that's why I made my own company at Need It Gaming. at the end of the day, every person that does this job should have their own business, so that's mine, and everybody should have their own because, business expenses are real in this job, so it's the way to go. So hopefully I want to continue to grow it from more than just a stream team, and or is it I want to be able to just become like Nate Shot and 100 Thieves and stuff like that. That's my pinnacle, and I'm just trying to learn how to do it as I go.
So on the side of sports, I'm a huge sports guy. I'm majoring in sports communications at my school that I'm studying at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Patriots fan and a Tampa Bay fan. Sorry for the chat, but
you got two teams? What are you, like a Tom Brady? Do you like rub his balls or something?
I grew up in Massachusetts, actually. I used to live down there. I was born in Florida, born and raised. I should be a Dolphins fan, but I'm more Patriots because I had season tickets with the Patriots. So, for years. So.
Okay, so you're a Patriots fan.
Mainly Patriots, yeah. So, on the side of sports, how do you feel about the Eagles this season? You think they're going to the Super Bowl again?
I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic for real. Like, for me, this is dude. I've been an Eagle. I've been a die. I always ask people like, what is your rate? Because you're obviously not a diehard fan because you're a little fugazi. It's okay. Not everybody's a diehard fan. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. When I was a kid, it was like larger than life. When I was a teenager, as I've gotten older. And I'll be real, I always wanted to win a Super Bowl, and the Eagles won a Super Bowl, and I was there, and I was on the field, and I saw it, and it was over, and I was like, okay. I didn't really win anything. It was kind of all I got to do is really talk shit to people. Really, I didn't really win anything, So it kind of, once you get there, it's like, okay, this is what it's like, So, but this year, it's definitely been more than I expect. I always said, like when I was a kid, I definitely was the athletes, McNabb, T.O., Allen Iverson. These guys were larger than life. They were like heroes to me. Like I really looked up to them. I thought they could do no wrong. Like, I thought Allen Iverson, man, he don't got to practice. He don't got to try hard. He's Allen Iverson. I would go to war for these guys as a kid. And I've lost that as I've gotten older and learned about, personalities and the business side of sports. But for me, Jalen Hurts is like, he's brought back that, like, dude, this guy is serious. This guy's legitimate. His attitude is, like, phenomenal. And you don't really see guys with attitude this, like, it's like, he's like Kobe. Like, I swear, it's crazy to say, but that's exactly who Jalen Hurts reminds me of. His attitude, his determination, his just focus, and his sheer drive to get better is like Kobe. Now, I don't think he's as talented. I don't think he's as physically talented, but that's the type of attitude he has. And for me, it has just rejuvenated just the passion for individual players in sports. And so I'm super excited about the Eagles this year and ready for the playoffs for sure.
It'd be fun. You think Hurts is playing on Saturday?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's a lot of different. I don't think he's that hurt, but I think they wouldn't mind kind of tanking this game and just letting the Cowboys get a dub and not playing them really hard because they're going to have to play them the first round of the playoffs more than likely. I don't know how much gamesmanship is involved in that. I don't work in the NFL. I don't play in the NFL. So for me, we'll see what happens. But I know if it was Madden and I had to play somebody in a tournament game in like a week and I played them in mud head-to-head, that didn't matter, I would not try at all. If Madden-wise, if this was Madden, the Eagles would bench everybody on Saturday. So we'll see what they choose to do.
So what do you think what do you think the Eagles should pick up in this upcoming free agency? Who's ever a free? I don't know who's a free agent, but who do you think they should pick up?
I don't know. The Eagles have a lot of free agents of their own. I honestly don't think they need a lot of players. I think they just need to keep drafting. But for me, we'll see what they do. At this point, I'll tell you what. I was a big, the Eagles should do this. The Eagles should do that. The Eagles should do that. They should get this guy. They should get that. I thought I knew everything. And there's two moves in my life that made me realize I don't know shit. The first one was Chip Kelly came in for the Eagles. The Eagles were like 4-12. They wound up with the 4th pick in the draft. And when you had the 4th pick in the draft, I don't know. I mean, the Eagles have rarely had a top 10 pick in my life. They've always been good. So them having a top 5 pick was like, oh my God, I got to start watching college football, read mock drafts. Who are we going to pick? Who are we going to get? We got Chip Kelly. We got the 4th pick. I want Deion Jordan. If everybody remembers Deion Jordan, he was like this 6'6" pass rusher from Oregon, played under Chip Kelly, the 4th pick in the draft. That's who I wanted. If we could get Deion Jordan, I would be so happy. He's perfect. He's huge. He's fast. He's a pass rusher edge guy. He's great on Madden, even better. And the Eagles wind up picking Lane Johnson, a converted quarterback that's playing tackle now. And I'm like, okay, And he's low-key one of the best tackles in the league for the last decade. He's going to go down as the best right tackle in the Eagles' history. He low-key is going to be a Hall of Fame player, Lane Johnson. And at the time, I'm like, I don't really want him. That's one of the reasons I realized I didn't know shit. Let me sit my ass back and let them dudes be the GM, and I'm just going to watch the game and cheer for him. Then the last one was the Eagles going to free agency. I believe it's also the Chip Kelly year. Chip Kelly made some bad moves, but he picked up some good players. So,
yeah.
And the Eagles needed a safety, right? I wanted this guy, Jarius Byrd, out of Buffalo. As a rookie, he had like 11 picks. This guy, Jarius Byrd, was so good. I'm like, Eagles, we got to sign him, man. He's going to change the Eagles' defense. And if we don't get him, we could get T.J. Ward from Denver. T.J. Ward from Denver this guy's a hard hitter, big tackler, everything. And I'm like, we could get one of them. And the Eagles signed Malcolm Jenkins. And I'm like, okay. Malcolm Jenkins is one of my top 5 favorite players of all time. I loved Malcolm Jenkins. He was an absolute stud. Played every single game for 4 years in the Eagle. Every single game he played. Showed up, made tackles, was everywhere he's supposed to be. An absolute leader, a stud. He knocked out Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl, as we all remember. So that was when I realized, like, dude, I really don't know. Let me go. Y'all pick who y'all get. I trust you guys. And I play Madden. I'm good at it. I know Madden. That's my job. Howie Roseman is a general manager of an NFL team and a cap guy. He knows what he's doing. So those 2 moves kind of made me realize I really don't know shit, and I just need to stick to rooting for people and hoping they're good.
We'll see how they are this year, considering with all their playoffs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be pissed if I... Yeah, with all the Eagles superstars that they picked up, they picked up A.J. Brown, don't get me wrong, he's good. Yeah. There's a lot of players that the Eagles could draft, they could get some player out of Alabama, like they did with, who did they get this year? Jesus, my brains.
They got Jordan Davis this year. Devontae Smith the year before. So, yep.
Got a lot of Alabama players. How do you feel about the Phillies going to the World Series this year?
The World Series was dope. Baseball is a very anxiety-driven sport to watch. It's very good. Like, baseball is awesome when you have something to root for. Now, I can't watch baseball. If it was like the Yankees versus the Dodgers, I probably wouldn't watch a pitch, But it being the Phillies, I kind of got invested and made it that much more exciting. And man, I talked about Jalen Hurts, how much I like him. Bryce Harper is like right there with him as far as fanhood. As an adult male, being a fan of an athlete, Bryce Harper is right there. Just shows up every single time. It's hard. See, baseball is tough because you never talk about what players did in the playoffs. It's not like basketball. What's his record in the playoffs? What does he do in the postseason? It's not like that in baseball because you don't really get that many opportunities to be clutch. You don't play that many postseason games, and sometimes it's not that big of an effect that one player can have. But man, Bryce Harper, clutch gene is crazy for him to continually come up big in big spots. He's as advertised. So it was definitely fun. And then the Phillies got a taste of it, and they came out and they signed one of the biggest free agents back-to-back. So we'll see how they go. Keep going.
All right, I'll ask a few more gaming questions, and then I'll ask some sports questions. So for Need It, do you think you're going to recruit more people? Like, who are you trying to recruit for Need It?
The biggest thing, I like to get inspired. I like to have people around me that want to grind at this content stuff, at this Madden stuff as much as I do. I think you are who you surround yourself with. Like, if you hang out with 10 broke people, you're going to be the 11th, right? If you hang out with 10 guys that are grinding, getting after it, that's going to make you want to grind and get after it. So that's pretty much my goal. And I hope that people that, look at me and it makes them like, I got to work harder, because, you're every second that I'm not grinding or putting work in content, people are catching up. People are, moving on up in the world. So for me, I just want to surround myself that people want this and people realize the commitment to this and want to go get it, man. That's the most attractive thing to me as I'm recruiting other people to join the squad. For me, that's your biggest attribute is I want this and I want to put the work in and I know what it takes and I know what Dubby puts into it. So I want to try to mimic that as best I can.
Who was your first ever recruitment for Need It? Was it Skimbo or is it just like other people that you knew in the past?
I mean, for me, it was, always my boys. A lot of the people I grew up with, or not grew up with, but played Madden with in like the last 15 years that I was close with. Like my man Vilma was probably the guy that was always going to be with me because I played Madden with him since Madden 08 a lot. That's one of my friends that I'll know forever through Madden, And so Vilma was always on my squad and always will be, no matter what. The first person Clef was probably one of the first dudes like, yo, you want to stream? I'll help you stream and just join the team. I think you're one of the best players in the world as he's proved over and over every single year. He's one of the best streamers. I was like, you want to be on the squad? Yeah, I'd love to help you. And I know that you're a star. That's how I felt. He is. Skimbo was always just my friend. We see eye to eye on so many things, Madden-wise and like personality-wise and just moral-wise. Like we see eye to eye on a lot. That's why we get along. And so he was always, him. He's kind of like Vilma. Skimbo, Vilma, they were always guys that like will always be my friends for the most part, in and out of Madden for sure.
For sports, I'll ask 2 sports questions. What was your favorite like all-time sports moment that you've ever been to?
Been to is the Eagles winning the Super Bowl for sure. I'll be honest, I had to decide, do I want to buy a Super Bowl ticket playing against Brady with Nick Foles? I'll be honest, I was not confident at all, but I just weighed, if the Eagles lose, if I pay $2,000 or whatever and go to the game and the Eagles lose, I'm going to be disappointed, right? But I would be even more disappointed if I have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl and they win and I chose not to go. That would be sickening. I'd never be able to live with myself. So I full sent, got the ticket, got everything ready to go to the Super Bowl, and they won. So that was definitely awesome, man, for sure. For me, there's a bunch of other things. It was really cool. Madden used to be at the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl in Orlando. I remember being at the Pro Bowl field while we were down there for Madden and just watching the players, sneaking on the field at halftime interviews and stuff and meeting all the Pro Bowl players. That was also really cool, man. Madden really took us a lot of places back in Madden 16, 17, 18. It was really dope. So not only the Super Bowl, but just being around the NFL with Madden was cool back between 17 and 18.
Have you met any pro players? That's my final question.
Oh, tons of them, man, for sure. Madden intertwines a lot. For me, the coolest, Mike Evans was super dope, man. I always, 2 people signed my belt. It was Marshall Faulk was like, after I won the belt, the night after, they took me to the NFL Honors and they put me on the red carpet with like a Madden setup, and I could play people and stuff and meet all the legends that walked by. And Marshall Faulk was like my like liaison, like he was kind of standing there with me. So Marshall Faulk was super cool. But then Mike Evans took the time to meet me, sit there, play Madden with Mike Evans and stuff like that. So Mike was really cool. Randy Moss was awesome. But pretty much anybody that was in the Hall of Fame walked by, and I definitely said what's up to him. But I met Allen Iverson too, and Allen Iverson was kind of like, was it for me when I was a kid. Like, that's really who I watched the most, was my favorite athlete ever. So meeting Allen Iverson, he signed my drawing behind me that's over my left shoulder, I think, yeah. So meeting him was probably top tier.
All right. Do you have any upcoming advice for like any Madden streamers like myself or anyone like in the community?
Listen, now, Problem told me this when I first started streaming. Never care when somebody else is streaming. I hear a lot of people like, oh, I can't stream when this guy's going because he gets a lot of viewers. I can't do this. Nobody's going to let you make money, and nobody's going to make money for you. All right? You got to realize that, man. And nobody's going to, take their time out to make sure you get views. This is a job. It's a business. It's not cutthroat, but people are in competition, man. And no one's ever going to get out of your way for you to make money. You have to just grind. You have to pay attention. And the biggest thing that I do that help my stream is I never know how many people are in my stream, because it's something, if you constantly look at how many people are watching you, you're not going to put on a good enough show for the people that are watching you. You always think about, how do I get more? But if you completely remove how many people are watching you, you can just go ahead and stream without that thought, without that stress on your mind. Because no matter how many viewers you get, it's like I talked about earlier with numbers. No matter how many viewers you get, you're always going to want to be more. It's always going to, how do I get more? How do I grow? How do I get better? This isn't enough. And it'll always take away from your actual performance or your actual stream or your actual just everything about the stream will always take away, because in the back of your mind, you'll constantly think about how can I get more viewers. So for me, I completely remove that. I never know until the end of the stream when I get my email and I check it and see how we did. So that's probably the biggest piece of advice I can give some young streamers and things like that. And I mean, at the end of the day, work multiple social medias, man. I try to work so that I always think, like, what happens if my Twitch gets banned or gets deleted? Like, will I be able to keep doing this job? So I always try to keep grinding my Twitter, my YouTube, the TikTok, everything I can to try to supplement this Twitch thing. Because Twitch, sitting playing video games for 8 hours with 10 people watching you is not improving your career as a gamer.
Do you have any like socials that you want to like shout out real quick?
Listen, Twitch is Dub that. I mean, that's about it, man. I always said it's kind of tough. My father told me, like, we used to cut down trees. That was my family business growing up, cutting down trees and landscaping and stuff like that. And a lot of people that do that, or even type of carpentry work, anything like that, they'll put signs out in front of the yards that they work on, right? Like a big sign, boom. Yeah. Come, I did this work, look at this, look at that. And I said, Dad, why you don't really do that? He said, if someone really likes your work or someone really likes you, they will put their own work in to come find you. They'll knock up at the door and say, who did this yard for you? It's awesome. Or they'll get in touch. They'll find you if they're really that interested. If it's a serious customer, if it's a serious client, if I'm going to get a serious viewer, they'll do their best to search Dubby and Madden, and they'll find me. I've always felt that way. Running around yelling your socials all the time. Honestly, people tune it out for the most part. That's how I feel a little bit. But like I said, Twitch is Dub Dot. You can just search Dubby Madden, top of the Twitch directory every time we're live at night. So that's where we're at with it, man. I appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate it, Dub Dot. Have a great rest of your night, brother, man.
All right, my man.
Thank you again.
Mm-hmm.